we're doing these live streams. If anyone is a member and they want to ask a question, then you can leave a question down below. I'll leave it till the end. If anyone's got any questions, then we can do those. If not, we'll see you next week. Look, we did a video a while ago about the magic pill, and that a lot of people think that there are tickets to happiness out there. And I suppose it's the same thing as looking for the cheat codes in life. Looking for those little shortcuts. Excuse me. And I was talking in this other video about that the only real magic pill in this life is discomfort. It's taking on board that if you're going to make some big changes in your life, you have to allow yourself to feel discomfort, to go through this discomfort. Because if you do, and you get used to that, and you like it, you start to understand it, and to like the process, to understand that the discomfort is there to let you know that you're on the right track, if you know what I mean, right? I'm not talking about discomfort just for the sake of discomfort, beating yourself up or anything like that. I'm talking about it being a planned discomfort, that you've got an aim at the end of it. You've got a plan that you want to aim towards, and you've got something that is you've got some kind of an idea how you're going to get there, and that that in order to get to that space, you've got to walk through a certain door and take a certain path that is going to be uncomfortable for you for a while. But most people don't want to do that because they're happy enough to live in their comfort zone, to live in a space that doesn't offer them any pain or any challenge. Challenge and pain, they both go together. And the thing about the pain and pleasure thing is most people are motivated by the pain. So when the pain gets enough, then they move and they decide that they need to go forwards and they need to make changes, or they need to do this or that or the other, whatever the fuck it is, and they make the change, or they make a half-hearted effort at the change, half-arsed as we used to say in Ireland, effort at change. And it doesn't really take you anywhere, like moderation is a half-arsed effort at making a change, because as soon as the pain disappears, then the moderation fails. You go back to the way you were before, because there's no need to move forward anymore. If pain is your only motivational force, if pain is the only thing that's pushing you forwards, then once the pain is gone, what's to stop you from going back? And most people think along those lines. They think along the lines of, well, I'm doing this now, and I'm heading in the right direction, and I'm telling myself all these good things about where I'm going to be. But at the end of the day, it's the stick that's making them move forwards. But as soon as the stick stops striking, then all the other ideas about where they want to be, they start realizing, well, it's going to take hard work to get there, and they start thinking about the levels of hard work that they're going to have to push them through push themselves through in order to get to that next level, or to the next level, or to the next level after that. And it's not worth it to them, because they have an easy way out, and that's to go back to the alcohol and forget about the whole thing. And even then, at the end of the day, they know that the moderation is going to happen again, because the pain's going to happen again. But they're quite happy to deal with that, But the problem is that the older you get, the more sensitive your body gets, the more screwed up your mind gets with alcohol or any other drug, the more difficult it becomes. The quicker those iterations of pain come around, and the worse the pain gets. Because, in the beginning, you might only be dealing with physical pain, that you're getting hangovers and you just can't deal with the hangovers, or something might have happened in your life. You might have the pain of being, maybe you're sacked from a job, or you've lost a partner, or something like that, But eventually you start getting real pain in the sense of, you're getting pain in your liver or something like that, which is what I was getting. And that's something that you can't ignore. So you can stop it for a while, but it will come back if you start drinking, and it will come back worse and worse, and eventually you won't be able to get rid of it. So the pain won't disappear. And then you've got the psychological pain on top of that, knowing that it was you that did it. And everything else that, look, this is, we talk about this a lot with the, it's your choice whether or not you're going to take different routes down in life. And, whether you go down the route of continuing to drink or whether you stop drinking alcohol, it's completely up to you. But one takes a lot of hard work and the other one doesn't. So, the discomfort of yourself that you go through when you stop drinking alcohol, it will diminish. It's like moving into a new house, and you get used to being in the new house and everything about you. It takes time, but eventually you learn how to do it. You learn how to deal with it, and you get on with it. It's. I think the more you want to change in this life, the more you want to push yourself. When you stop drinking, I think you have a choice of, most people when they stop, they think that's the end of the story. And, for some people, that's all they want to do is just to get rid of that. They're sick of it. They don't want to do it anymore. But there's other people who genuinely want to make the most out of their lives. And that's when the hard work starts. But, you have to always look at this from the perspective of hard work compared to what? Going through life and going through that continuous hard work that it takes to continuously pour this shit inside your body and deal with all that. And you're not only, it's like dealing with a lie. You tell one lie and you've got to deal with the consequences of that. You've got to remember the lie for a start, and then you've got to it's like a vicious cycle. The more lies you tell, the more you've got to remember, and the more you're juggling balls. Same thing with this. The more delusion you tell yourself, the more the further down the hole you go, and the harder it is to come back out of it again. So it's an easier thing in the long run to stop the alcohol, to get a clear head, to know that you're stopping the damage, to stop the conflict within yourself, and then to move forwards and to put in the hard work, knowing that it's bringing you somewhere, instead of what kind of a life. All I can go on, I can judge on a lot of other people's lives now that I've been dealing with it for a long time. But in the beginning, and obviously I can only speak about my own life from the perspective of this is the only life that I know intimately, from the perspective of stopping drinking alcohol, what it was like after I stopped, and what happened before. And it's just like a different person. It's a different life. I look back on that first day back in 2013, January the 7th or 8th or something. Go back and look at my first video on YouTube, and you see this fat bloke who is a mess coming out of it, but it's still a mess. It's still somebody who looks lost, looks hopeful, because I'm a week off the alcohol, just under a week, 6 days I think I was. But everything about me was just, I recognize it, but it's just, it's not me, I've changed so much. But at the same time, it's somebody that I look back to and I think, I have great gratitude for that bloke, because he was the one that made the decision. He was the one that went through the discomfort and pushed to, I remember watching a few of my earlier videos and just the earlier thoughts of something happened in my life, and something. There was one earlier video where I was talking about a bill that had come in that was more than expected, and it was probably an electricity bill that was an extra €50 or something like that. I can't remember what the bill was. I didn't say in the video, but that it nearly sent me back to having a drink again. This was maybe 2-3 weeks after I'd stopped. So when I watch those earlier videos, I can see that little journey. I don't watch them often, but every so often I pull one out just to see what I was saying. And it's just a weird thing to witness yourself. But I always think, where would I be now 9 years later if I hadn't have stopped? You know, I probably would be pushing up the daisies. That's where I would be, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. I'm Kevin O'Hara for habitsv2.com. We help people to stop drinking alcohol and to get to that best possible version of themselves. Take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you again soon. Onwards and upwards.